You're tuning into.
You're now tuning into
CodenameZ.
And welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. Hello.
If I fall out during the middle of the podcast, that's because Basil had what's it called?
It's nothing.
Mike's Harder.
First of all,
Oh, we're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored by them, so
it's called unidentified cranberry drink.
Unidentified cranberry drink. Shut up.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
well, I'm Tyrone.
And I'm Tyrone.
First of all, you know what's funny? I was literally about to say I'm Basil by accident. What's your name?
And this is CodenameZ.
Good night.
The 25th anniversary special.
The podcast.
Anyway.
I think we're on like episode 47, so we're almost to 50. This time we won't forget. Oh,
don't
50
say that.
is a big one.
I was going to say, don't say that because you might forget and this is going to be really sad because we done forgot.
Because 50, that's a big one.
That's how old you are. So.
You closer to 50 than I am when to talk about it.
I am a smooth 21 years old.
Well, good night. You a cool 41. It's like, no.
Your mother. Your mom.
It's like, no, you're a cool. How old are you now?
I'm not telling you, Neil.
Oh, 27. You about to be 27.
I was like, Neil, we didn't have to. We
had to tell their age.
No, thank you.
I'm 26, and he's the old one in the friend group.
Shut up. Because every time you play like a drinking game, that's like, who's the oldest? I'm like, shut the fuck up. Because it's not even about that much. So, y'all are rude. Not even about that many months, okay? So, hush. Anyway.
Oh, my God.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. And girls. And it's Pride, so we got to say everybody.
And they,
thems,
non-binary.
and non-binary. Yeah, hello, every person.
Just say every person.
Here.
There. That's better. Thank you.
Every human being. And extraterrestrials, if they listening. Hey.
You're trying to be smart because you're trying to be smart to Demi Lovato. And I know exactly what you're trying to do.
What is wrong with her?
Because she said she had identified. No, she
don't
said.
Don't say she.
They. I'm sorry. They said that they. Oh, that alien was the derogatory term.
Yes, and Demi, please.
But I'm like, we haven't met any aliens yet. So when we meet them, we won't call them aliens.
We met them. They're
just
aliens.
want to ask them what their real names are. They're just aliens until we meet aliens.
I need Jimmy to go get some froyo and calm down. Cause I don't know what did you see them singing to ghosts and.
Anyway, let's move on. We're going to be talking about how you grow away from these bad high school friends.
You start like that. So
like Basil and stuff.
Don't do that because you already know how I feel about that.
It's like, let me stop.
Good night.
No, we're going to be talking about friendships and growing apart.
Growing apart as friends.
So what do you think about that? I'll let you start because I'm drunk.
You're not. Okay, I want to put a poll on the thing.
I didn't eat that much.
Is this unidentified cranberry drink?
I drank it fast though.
This unidentified cranberry drink is 8% alcohol. Okay, 8%.
And it got me. It's tipsy, maybe because I'm tired. I don't know what it is. Okay,
sir, who just had 2 sandwiches?
It was a sandwich and a half.
2 sandwiches and a popcorn.
2 sandwiches.
and a San Pellegrino. So your body is fine, and you're a liar.
Gosh.
Anyway,
no, did you ever see that guy who be like, he'd be like, the girls be like, and he'd be like, I'm a whatever he be. And he did the one. He'd be like, that girl who always pretended like she drunk. I'm so drunk.
Oh God, the one with the wig.
I'm so drunk right now.
Oh my God.
They was like, girl, you had half a drink and a bottle of water. It hit me hard. I'm so drunk
I can't follow him because he irritates me so much.
It's so funny.
But
Some
it was
of them
funny.
So funny.
That was funny. I just saw one recently. It was funny. That's not it. Jesus.
Oh my God.
But he has friends, and who knows if his friends have fallen apart. Fallen apart.
What?
Drifted apart.
I'm going to say falling apart. Are they okay?
Anyway, so
oh my gosh,
so I think friends definitely do drift apart, and I think for the most part it's just kind of like a natural thing because people develop and evolve differently, and a lot of times I think when people are trying to leave a certain part of them behind, and that's what I think. I think when friends drift apart, I think is a certain point someone's trying to leave a part of them behind.
That is true.
So, you might have really good friends, and they might be involved in something you're not really involved. Like, let's say you have friends that party a lot, and that's just something you're not interested in doing anymore. And hanging out with them is just going to be y'all partying or doing whatever. And you're like, I'm not really into that scene anymore. So we're not, I'm not saying nothing. There's no bad blood. It's just I'm not hanging out with you as much because I don't want to go to the dive bar. I don't want to go to the club. I don't want to go to happy hour. Here you go. You have to go jump back to weed immediately.
I'm sorry because
you know where you're going with this.
I'm not going nowhere, but I'm just saying, like, listen. I don't smoke weed, and I'm not opposed to people smoking weed. I'm okay with everyone doing something to say, but it's just when it gets excessive. I don't care about if people smoke weed.
You're not supposed to know we're recording. It's not Sunday. It's Monday. Morning.
They know this is pre-recorded.
What do you know?
They thought this was live. I don't think they thought.
No, it's not live. We just recorded it right before we posted.
Anyway,
you can't tell the secrets.
Oh my god, this was actually 2018. So let me stop.
Imagine 2018 when we talk about the Will Smith smack
we Raven Simone.
We're Raven. Actually, no, let's not say that. Raven.
Raven is good now, though.
No, but we talk about Raven Baxter, not Raven Simone.
Right, Baxter. Raven Simone is okay now, right?
I don't know.
She made a mistake with the continent thing. Okay.
No. Never mind. I'm not going to get into a Raven Simone conversation right now.
Raven. What's wrong with Raven?
Raven just be, I don't know what she be doing. Her hello white wife.
Well, she can't have a white wife.
She can, but Raven be letting her little white wife be doing anything, and I can't.
What the white wife do?
We already talked about the braid situation. I was like, Raven,
okay,
please.
Here we go with the braids. I feel differently about the braids. She can have braids.
I don't think you would have that. We'll have that conversation later. I don't think you would have that on the podcast. Don't do that.
What she had braids?
Stop it.
Were they like cornrows?
I think
were they individuals?
She had like box braids.
Box braids? What's wrong with, as long as she didn't try to say she invented them, what's wrong with that?
This is not the topic we're talking about.
Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. Now I got confused with what I was about to say.
I don't remember either. Jesus. Why do y'all listen to us?
Oh my god. No, okay. The weed.
Yeah, you went to the weed thing, and I was going with
because
partying.
If someone smokes a lot and I don't smoke, and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like different interests. I'm not saying I'm not going to be friends with someone smoke because, you're smoking. I just cannot deal with the fact that you smoke. No, but it's like, okay, if you smoke a whole lot and I don't smoke, and for my career, I can't.
I see. Also, I think it depends on what you get invited to. Because see, if you have a friend that smokes a whole bunch, but they invite you to hang out at the park most times, and they're not doing it, then that's different.
But the like, issue is when are they not doing it?
Okay, stop.
I'm just saying. I'm not. What? I'm just saying.
Stop. I'm just saying, depending on what you get invited to, is where you determine whether or not you want to continue to hang out with them. Now, yes, if they keep inviting you, we're doing a smoke out on the 27th.
Not a smoke out.
I don't know.
But smoking thing is not like the primary reason why I wouldn't like hang out with somebody that much. It's like other things like
I'm not gonna say that. Okay.
What?
Nothing. Nope. Keep going.
I'm talking about like in general, like
go ahead, girl. Do your show.
In generals and hypotheticals.
The hypothetical.
the hypological situations. But
yeah.
Seriously, no. But I like what you were saying. Like sometimes you were saying like if you want to leave something behind, like sometimes I just really think it's true. Like sometimes people just grow apart. It's not that one person is a bad person or this person is a good person. It's just like sometimes like as you get older, your life changes.
Also,
like,
I would say this. It also depends though on the type of. Okay, so before I met like you guys, we were in high school and everything. I had a friend in middle school who we were friends since like the first grade. Like I came into my middle school first grade. To kindergarten, I went to somewhere else. And I went to my first grade school, like my first school for first grade. I stayed there until 8th grade, and I had a really close friend. Not gonna say his name, but we had like it was like.
Oh, you mean?
You don't even know who the person name is. It sounds like you lying like hell.
I don't know who.
I never talked about this person, but we had like a group, which I miss it so much. We had like it was like a group of guy friends, which I don't really have a lot of guy friends. It was like you and one other person. Like I don't really have that many that are very very close. So right. I had a group that was like 4 or 5 of us who were very close. One I didn't like, so that was okay. I'll say 4. But the one I was the closest with, he. For the most part, he kind of like developed quicker than I did. Like I wasn't okay. Hold on.
I'm about to say, wait, what?
That sounded really bad. Developed as in like,
excuse me,
maturity level. Like I was always
okay.
very mature. Okay, Nikki.
He developed quicker. First of all, the question is, how did you know?
Not like that. Come on. Like not like that.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, like develop as in when you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know what that one was.
You stop touching things. He developed quicker as in interest in like the opposite sex a lot earlier than I did because I didn't really have any. Stop it. Stop. Don't push not one button. I wasn't at the time. I wasn't interested. You're staying here.
Okay, we're back. Did they know we left? Oh,
That
we
was
back.
quick. Damn it. Okay.
Okay.
Damn, my story. See, you messed up the
I'm
story.
sorry.
Dang it. But yeah, so he developed quicker, as in he was interested in like dating and all that kind of stuff a lot earlier than I was. I really was not interested. I was more like, again, not a nerd, but I was more interested in like finding myself, like, you know, having hobbies, you know, stuff like that. Like I really was not that interested.
Not you on a self-finding life journey in 5th grade,
right? Like,
finding myself
again, but also again, I was an only child, so like once school was over and we didn't talk that much, I was always to myself, so I really wasn't interested in hanging out with other people that much. So it came to a point where I want to say like 6th grade-ish or so, it was really apparent that we weren't on the same path. Like he was definitely trying to date.
Yeah, he was being fast and you were being a child. Sorry, but
damn, that sounded rude. I'm being a child, but
well, you know, I mean, like
yeah, that's the thing. So at one point, I was developing like, oh, maybe I should try to date somebody. And I mean, I had a crush on somebody that he ended up dating, which was annoying. And then I didn't start talking to somebody until like, I want to say like summer, 7th grade or whatever.
Right.
But we could tell that like we didn't have the same interests. At the same time, I was still, at that time I was like watching wrestling, which is that's something else we bonded over because we both used to like watch it, play the video games, X, Y, and Z. That's what most of our conversation outside of school would go. We would watch, you know, WrestleManias at either me or his house, stuff like that. We had another friend who lived on his block, so we were very close.
Right.
And we started growing apart a little bit, and like, and for a while it was really nothing negative. Like it just kind of seemed like, okay, we're in different stages, and you know, he's doing his own thing, I'm doing my own thing, and we kind of gradually kind of split. But it was never like any bad blood,
like a beef or anything.
I think at one point there was, because one of the friends who didn't like me and I didn't like him had started some stuff up between us, and that was a little bit different because like I also never like, that was, you know how you have those people in your life that you like, you never like fist fight ever, like you just know that wouldn't happen, right? Because you're so close. Like I can't, like me and you, I can't imagine me actually wanting to hit you. Like I've gotten upset with you, but like I've never been to a point where I've been in one like. That's fine. I'm not about to keep barking at a bitch. Well, you stop with you just knock the wind out of these stories. You're so rude. Invalidating my story go ahead, during this month. Invalidating my
good night. Once again, let me play her
again.
Good night.
Anyway, but yeah, so like I mean, at that point, like, and even then, like, I knew it was like I'm not gonna fight him. We're not gonna get to that point. Either both of us, we really weren't gonna like do anything. Like we were close enough that we knew we weren't gonna like hit each other. Right. So again, we just kind of drifted apart, and like the only time we really came back together or something. This is so funny how this friendship ended like right before like Facebook. So old. This is so old. So we never evolved from
not y'all fighting on MySpace. Sometimes
like that's what we never evolved to be friends on Facebook because like I didn't really get Facebook until high school.
Yeah, I think you have high school.
Yeah, like,
I mean during middle school we all had MySpace.
Yeah, I had MySpace, and I wasn't interested in moving.
Even though we weren't supposed to have MySpace in middle school, but
I wasn't interested in moving to Facebook. So our friendship didn't even last past the whole MySpace Facebook divide. Right. Because I was interested in staying in MySpace and other people going to Facebook. So I didn't really jump onto Facebook until high school. Right. But so like, yeah, around like this. So there was like maybe like 2.5 years of us just drifting apart slowly. We just didn't really talk as much at all. Right. And then we didn't really talk again until like 8th grade. And it was more like just very genuine, like, hey, how you doing? Genuine is not a question. That's not a word.
Genuine?
Not genuine.
General,
yeah.
Okay.
Like very like general comment. Like it was like, hey, how's everything going? Da, 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 da. And like that. We got back to like at that point in 8th grade. But then it was kind of like, it was awkward because like we hadn't talked to each other for so long. And again, like it was like I don't even know what to say at this point. Like we've been friends for so long, but it's like I don't know where to like. Do I even mention it? Do I say anything? So I was kind of like, we'll just leave it here. That's it. So when I went on to like high school and I got into Facebook and everything, I just never like. I would never send a friend request to me. I never sent a friend request to him.
Right.
And it kind of just ended right then. We have not talked since then. And like,
dang.
To an extent, I mean, I do miss it because like he was a really good friend.
Right.
But it was like, even now, like I sometimes will stalk and go look and see what's going on in his page just to see what's going on. Right. I think at this point, I think he has a kid. He's like engaged. Aww. And I'm like, I can't even imagine like at this point now being like, hey, like, it's just,
right. So
but again, like if I ever see him in person, I'll be like, hey. If I randomly get an invite to a wedding, I'll be like, oh, wow, you remembered me.
Not happening.
Right. Like, I mean, I would go, but, like, it's like, you never know. So,
right. Yeah, it's like.
I think,
you just grow apart. Yeah. Sometimes, and then, like, even sometimes with, like, certain school friendships, it's like sometimes they just grow apart because. Like, especially high school, sometimes you just grow apart because
life.
You all go to different colleges. You know what I'm saying? And you're this part of the country, that part of the country. And sometimes at the college.
They strengthen.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, ours strengthened a lot. I think we both were apart.
Yeah,
like, we were like good friends in high school, like every day, but like we weren't like hanging out like that.
Right.
And then we get to college and we got so close.
talking about our crazy college experiences sometimes.
How we just had it completely mixed. Remember that was so funny. Like I had like the best roommate ever.
Oh yeah, you had the worst roommate.
You had the worst. Yes, you had the worst. I'll say it for you. And if he would have come up on the podcast and say hello, we'll call him. And then we switched the next year.
And then I was living the life, and you was miserable. I got my own room now. Oh my gosh, that's it.
But I'm also under the belief that like if it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be. Like
right. And then, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to kind of end it there, but yeah, like if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. Like,
right.
If you are genuinely friends with somebody,
right,
at some point y'all going to come back together,
right? And that's what I was going to say. And sometimes with certain friends, it's like with certain close friends, you can grow apart, but you're really not growing apart. Like sometimes you can grow apart when it's like, first of all, like I have a good friend from college that I don't talk to every day. But I still consider us very close. Like when we do talk, we still talk and we talk close. And we chat every once in a while in a group chat. But it's like we don't see each other.
Like your asshole.
We do. What are you talking about? I just talked to them the other day.
Okay.
Anyway, but what I'm saying is like we don't talk to each other. Of course, see each other because we live in like completely far away states or something. So like, and even some of my people that I know from like the program I did in high school with like Penn, a lot of us maybe don't talk every day, but when we get together, it's like we never left. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But it's because like we understand like we're not talking to one another because we don't like each other or we're trying to be shady. It's just that our lives are all going in a different. This person is doing a master nurse, and this person has kids now. This person, you know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah, like you're not in the same like
different.
Bubble anymore. Like,
right?
I had one like I'm not gonna say his name, but I had that one friend from college who like me and him were very close.
Right.
Excuse me, in college, and once graduation hit, we not really stopped talking, but we didn't talk as much.
Right.
But like even then, like every so often, I'll just text him randomly and just like ask what's going on, or he'll probably throw shade at me a little bit on Instagram. Like he'll see something he don't like, and he'll like message me to like make fun of me or whatever.
Right.
And vice versa, because that was our relationship. We kind of just messed with each other all the time. It was funny,
right?
You know, but we were also very close. So like we don't talk almost every we may not talk for months. But then we come back together, it's like, oh wow, how's life been? Been a minute, whatever. And we just move on, but it's I don't like dislike the person or anything. Like last time I went to Lancaster, I hung out with him. I was like, hey, I'm here. If you're not doing anything, let's hang out. He's like, oh yeah, like I'll figure something out. And then we hung out for a bit. Mm-hmm. Just because it's like, oh yeah, it's been a long time. But again, we live in different parts of Pennsylvania. So we're not, going to see each other that often. But it was never like, it's never like a thing where I'm going to ignore a message because it's like, oh, you ever talk to me? No. Like people, I don't know, people who do that just drive me nuts. Like people who are like, well, you haven't talked to me in this amount of time. It's like we're all in different worlds.
Yeah.
Also, again, phones work two ways. I don't know what kind of phone you have. I don't know what kind of phone you have where you only get incoming calls, you can't make outgoing.
Right.
I don't know what kind of phone you. Who's that? Sprint?
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with their
people,
phones.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the perfect example. I'm not going to say names on this podcast, but like the person who came to my party the other day, my good friend, like I said, from the Penn area.
I was thinking somebody totally different.
Oh no, we haven't probably hung out. Probably like a couple years. Like, it's been a while since we talked, but you saw when we got together, it was like nothing had changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were still very close. But
even when that person was like, I was like, oh, I haven't seen you in a minute because I forgot what they looked like for a second. I was like, and it was just like, hey, how's life? Like, it's been a minute, but it wasn't like we walked in and it was like a sour face. First of all, the fact that you even came.
Right, which still shows that you really still get exactly. So it's like, sometimes you don't talk. And like I said, and especially at our age, the children thing can be a big thing. Because it's like sometimes, like, when someone maybe gets married or have kids, like, a married kid life is a lot different than a singles person life. And sometimes it's just like, you may kind of drift in separate directions because those two worlds are different. Like, somebody who has kids may now find a lot more friends that are parents just because they can bond with that, or they can go on play dates and they can have a drink while the kids, you know what I'm saying? So it's different things versus a single person. They might be still at the club trying to find somebody. I don't know.
Find somebody to make a kid. Who knows? Like,
right. So it's like, it's just different sometimes. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very strange. Like, I always give it to the benefit of the doubt. Like, I always, like, even if I haven't talked to somebody in a while, like, every so often, it'll be a random person, but I'll just react to something they post on, like, Instagram. Right. Or, like, I like something they put on Twitter, because I'm like, oh, yeah, like, hey, I wonder how this person's been, or if I just see them in person. Like, I just saw the bro I was talking about from high school in person. And we're just like, hey, like, you know, how's life? What have you been up to, X, Y, and Z? And then we move on with our lives. Like, it's like, okay, cool, we still follow each other on Instagram and all that. We know each other. So cool. And I'm never going to be like, oh, yeah, because that person don't talk to me. Like, that's bothersome. People are like, well, they don't talk to me, so I'm not going to talk to them. Again, phones work two different ways. Communication is a two-way street. Right. If you're not talking to me, then I'm not talking to you. But it's like, at some point, like, and that's why there's been some friendships that, like, I've slowly drifted myself apart because I kind of felt like I was the only one putting in effort to make the communication. Right. That's another thing where people, like, we're drifting apart because, like, if I'm the only one putting in effort, at this point, I'm over it. Right. I'm always the one reaching out to you first. I'm always the one saying, hey, I'm in the town, let's hang out. I'm always the one. Then I'm not going to keep doing it because at this point, you don't want to be friends. So then I don't want to look on Instagram, Twitter, or whatever later on talking about something. Yeah, because people just don't want to talk to you anymore. Because you don't talk to people. Because you don't talk to people. Like, if I constantly have to be the first one to say something to you, and I'll think about it too. Like, I'll think back to, like, when did the last time I talked to this person? Right. And if it's like, what if, like, I'm the only one saying something to you? That is true. You know, and it's like, I have stuff going on in my head, and, like, you know how I'm a little petty. I take mental notes of things as well. Right. Of, like, okay, who congratulated me on this? Who reached out to me on this part? Because, obviously, you see things. Mm-hmm. Even if you like, oh, I just skipped through like Instagram stories. You shouldn't do that with somebody who you know for real. That's true. Also, I only look at Instagram stories of people who I really know for real. Right?
Yeah, my thing be just full at the top
because there's so many people on Instagram. Baby, I put a story out all the time. Only time I really look at, like, if I'm with somebody close friends, I'm like, okay, let's, you know, it's more intimate. Right. But if it's just like general stories, like, I might click through too. But I also click through to see, like, I'll know a post that you put up versus a post that you got from Justin LaBoy. Where it's like, okay, you're just reposting stuff. Not just cool. Be like, you know, you're just reposting stuff. Cool. Right. But it's a difference when I see somebody, like, if I see somebody, you know, our friend who does like the like skincare, medical, whatever, I will, that resonates. So when I see certain things, I'm like, oh, let me make sure I go like it, or I'll go look at their page and make sure they haven't had no recent posts that I haven't liked it, whatever, because I haven't seen them in a minute. But so I look back at that, I'm like, okay, I'll see, like, I'm like, now who congratulated me, like, on the podcast? Mm-hmm. Who followed the podcast page? Who, you know, who gave ideas? Who responded to these stories? Because it's like, at a certain point, if we are that close, you should be at least looking at what I'm posting. Right. So it's like, who's doing that? If you feel like you're not doing that at all, and I'm just like, I'm not sending the podcast to you. Like, at this point, you should know what we all in our 20s. We all know how to use Instagram. We know how to use click a link. We all know how you click Linktree. You'll be finding people OnlyFans on the Linktrees. Oh. So I know you can find a podcast page on the Linktree. quicker.
Because this one has like a 30-second. It has like a 2-second delay. I need to get a new. I need to edit it maybe.
Yes, you do. Also, I have ideas from some sandwiches. Stop, because I wouldn't really get a copyright strike for that. I feel like it'd be.
I mean, not really, because it's like a little.
We might.
Because you can do like little sound effects like that, but it's like a very small window they give you. But if like little things like that, you should be fine.
I got a sound strike on my one. If I had literally a TikTok that was doubled, and I was talking over it, and I still got a strike. I was like, "Damn!"
They hear that.
Please.
Oh, that's the censor beep.
Okay, stop.
Everybody getting on my.
It's so loud. It's so long. Stop. Jesus. This is not what they come here for. They come for the giggles.
For the giggles, like actually, we want real hard-hitting conversation. We don't come for the giggles.
Speaking of the real, unlike them, we're still in production.
We haven't been canceled. They're gonna like, because you never had it. You've never been in syndication.
Yeah, Lonnie. So what's good, Lonnie? Don't stop. Lonnie be resigning people.
We ain't even gonna mention how they did Amanda.
Who? That's what they said.
We ain't gonna. That's my girl, Amanda. You know, I know Amanda. Who? You know, I know her personally. I met her before.
I want to. She's funny.
She was so nice when I met her.
Okay, you didn't meet Amanda Seals.
I did. Remember? I told you, like, when she came to, we hired her for Connecticut College for the thing. And I got to hang, like, while we were waiting for the show, like, I was in her whole, like, dressing room. Me and, like, Naisha and a few other people. And we were, like, hanging out with her for, like, a few hours. A couple hours.
Let's call her. Let's ask. Stop.
Okay. I had pictures. Like, I literally took professional pictures for her that I sent her. Legit.
Okay, and you find them, and I want to see.
I will.
Okay.
And don't you remember I told you she asked me where we were from, and I said Philadelphia, and she was like, the land of the schemers and scammers. And I'm like, that
sounds like
true.
her. Yeah,
she was like,
you find them.
Okay, I will.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's one thing where it's like, okay, friendships can drift differently if you depends on them. Because I'm like, I will definitely be like, like I have no time or patience. But I don't know, I think it's just a natural.
One of the pictures, her and the guy that she brought with her with the Connecticut College shirt.
You did
yeah, I told you.
Okay, Amanda. Damn, she got more notoriety on this show than she did on her own show.
Right, the real did her wrong, and I always back up the real, but that was wrong. The real.
Not they try to crop her, just like they crop Tamar. But
at least they still added Tamar in those line of host.
They said we had a period. It was only like these 3 people.
Like, they are so irking for that one.
If y'all gonna put Tamega up there, y'all gotta have
Stop calling her Tamega. Don't, you're so irking.
Lord Jesus, please. We'll get on TV topic later, but
Tamega.
Okay, this is not the part of the. See, this is why people stop listening at this certain points.
Oh my god! Okay, continue to cover. What's part? Let's take a small break.
Take a break.
And we're back with iced coffee.
Yeah.
The espresso really did the espresso counteracts.
I can taste it. Just okay. No. We're gonna have a heart attack. This is gonna happen. just this unidentified cranberry drink.
Thank you, Aisha, for the Nespresso machine.
Unidentified cranberry drink, and then espresso. My heart's gonna pop. But okay, so I have a slight rant, which is actually fine. I just thought about this because it happened on my way over here. Mm-hmm. Aggressive panhandling. I cannot do it. Please leave me alone with this. So this happens to me all the time because I think because I'm nice, I guess my aura gives off nice, so people come to talk to me. It drives me nuts. So yes, I went to the market before I came here, and I'm walking over to get the bus to come to your house,
right? And
this guy's sitting outside of a wine and spirit, of course. And, he does this, hey, how you doing? So I'm like, I'm good, thank you. Moving on.
He got longer hair? Or no, it was the one who sold the stuff?
Sold the stuff? No, he didn't. He wasn't selling anything. He was like older black.
Older black, kind of. He had like a hat on maybe or something.
Yeah, he had a hat. Yeah.
He had darker, not darker skin, but like maybe my complexion.
A little bit. I think I want to say a little lighter than you. I try to avoid eye contact sometimes because I try to.
It's the same guy who always be around. He be at Wawa and everywhere.
Oh Lord! So I'm walking through and everything, and like I hate when they try to make you feel bad for just being like no. Mm-hmm. But like I've learned this to like really not engage that much in conversation, and you call me a bad person, it's okay. I try not to engage in conversation because
not that loud stirring.
I know, right? That was
in the microphone.
But no, I try to avoid it because one, I'm not going to give you money because I'm struggling. So,
yeah, I'm struggling.
Like at this point, I'm not trying to give no free money away. Okay, I'm good. I want to keep my own.
Right.
So, and it wasn't as bad, but there's another story I have right after this one. He, just, oh, good morning, afternoon, sir. I'm like, how you doing? He's like, I was like, no, I don't really have anything. Thank you. So as I'm going, he's okay. Well, you have a blessed day. I'm like, oh, I will. And it's like the sun's shining on you, sir. Man, you just can't help. No, I cannot. Moving on. Like I already said no. So then as I'm walking, there's a woman coming up with like one of them little carts. So again, I only had one earphone in because I tried to take both earphones out, but I was in the market and I was just getting a few things.
Right.
And walking, this woman with a cart, and she's like trying to get my attention. I'm like, girl, what? So she's like, oh, can you spare a little change? I'm like, no, I really don't have anything. And I just keep going because again, rarely I ever have cash on me at all.
Right.
So, we'll talk about Cash App, but
I just thought about it.
We'll get
we can
that.
talk about Cash App. Oh, because Tyan made me think about idea. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to say people's names.
You be just
Tyan don't mind because we got.
You would say it again. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Follow her Instagram at Sangria Wears It and was living. Oh wait, sorry. I'll get it for y'all at the end.
Okay, I follow
Richard.
I remember yeah. But it's like living with Tanya or something like that.
No, it's something while boozing, right?
Oh
no, Life with Sangria is one.
Okay, that's one.
And then,
but she's moving to another page, isn't she?
Yeah, she moved to.
Okay,
just continue your story. I'll find it.
so I'm going. This lady with a card, and she's like, "Oh, can you spare anything?" I'm like, "No, I really can't, thank you." And I'm just moving on. And I was like, kind of walking, so I can kind of hear her a little bit. And she's like, "Well, damn, don't act like I'm just not here." And I'm like,
losing while boozing. Sorry, that's it. LOSIN while boozing. BOOZING. Boozing.
Put a G in it.
Boozing.
Okay, they're not going to go to the right page. I mean,
is it boozing or boozing?
Oh, good Lord. Anyway, but yeah, so she's like, well, don't act like I'm not here. And I was like, I like looked back and I'm like, who is she talking to? Like, I acknowledged you and I said no and I kept moving. But the aggressive part comes to, so I was in the park a few weeks ago with a coworker. This guy comes over and
follow JY.
Oh my God.
Follow JYN.fitness. Our friend / cousin Jasmine has a amazing fitness page and she's going to help all y'all get your summer bodies. She's helping me be half naked in Florida. Continue. JYN.fitness.
Are we done? Are we done interrupting me in my story? I don't interrupt you when you tell your rants.
Go ahead.
You haven't said a rant in a very long time. Even though that's a part of the contract, but we just don't have no
contract. There was never a contract.
All right, Lynn, don't make me DL Hughie Monique you.
Oh,
because I'll put the contract down. I'm going to post the contract.
I'm going to post the contract either.
I'm going to post the contract.
And there's no detrimental reliance.
So we don't have no promissory estoppel. Contract on the Instagram page. Tune in.
Okay. Go ahead.
10/9 Central.
You have no formal contract and you have no promissory estoppel.
And I do.
So no.
And I do. And I'll post it on the podcast. Thank you. On the page. So since we shouting out, Sir, loud as hell.
Go ahead, continue.
So since we've shouting everybody out, CodenameZ Pod on Instagram, we get all the links, and then we post the contract.
Okay, go ahead.
And let everybody see.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Anyway, but no, so we were in the park. This guy comes up. And, like, again, leave people alone. We're in the park, hanging out, making bracelets and stuff.
Right.
And he comes over, he said, can I talk to y'all? And we're like, I mean, free country, if you want to, I guess. Like, because you don't never know what someone, so you don't be like, no, you can't, and, like, walk away.
Right.
So he comes over, and he's, like, giving this whole long story about, oh, I'm going to be evicted today, and I need money for rent. I have a daughter. First of all, where's your daughter at? Sorry, if you would... It's the weekend.
She's not home.
It's the weekend.
She's not with him.
She's not home.
Stop. She's not with
She
him.
wasn't home, so that's the problem. So he giving this whole long, so yeah, we got to get out today, and all this. And we're kind of like, okay, well, no, we don't really have any cash on us, so like, no. Okay, just gotta keep on with this loud ass iced coffee. And we're like, no, we don't really have any, like, any cash on us. Like, no, we're good. Like, like the nice way you kind of be like, no, like, just leave us alone.
Thank you.
So we're like, oh, no, we don't really have anything. And he's like, well, my Venmo's froze. I can show y'all. I have proof of, like, who I am, all this stuff. And we're like, that's not the problem. The problem is, like, unfortunately, just like I can say this, I don't trust many people, especially in Philly.
Oh,
I really don't trust a lot of people in Philly who are talking about they're homeless, X, Y, and Z. Because a lot of times I see the lies. A lot of times they be getting exposed because they be like doing all this and they go jump into a Rolls Royce.
One of our family friends found out somebody right there who used to always be begging on Lumber Boulevard. He saw them go around the corner and hop on a whole motorcycle. Huh?
Nothing. Just,
y'all know where I live.
Cause I was like, why do you think I said walking across the street to get on the bus? Because I was like, let me just say walking across the street to go to the apartment. I'm like, Neil.
Lumber Boulevard is not across the street from my apartment. First of all, you giving out extra information. They don't know what's apartment.
I mean, at least we're not recording. Oh.
We are recording. You're doing it.
This is the first thing Wendy taught us. Damn. Come on.
Well, I don't care.
You want me to be here by the time we get famous? You'll be at 372
whatever
West Elm Avenue, in Miami, Florida.
Miami
232. I was gonna say the real place you're gonna live at. I'm not trying to get that much information.
Right.
Okay.
So now they know it's not Miami. Now they going to look other places.
My God, it's Fort Lauderdale. But no, so he's doing my Venmo's frozen. I can show you, and we're like, yeah. My thing is, it's not the fact that I care about that. It's the fact that, like, one, I'm not giving you money. Two, I don't trust you because many of y'all around here be scammers.
Right.
And again, even with the ones that aren't, it's like I feel bad by saying it, but it's like I don't trust it. I just really don't. Yeah, so call me bad person. I don't trust it because I don't know you.
Right.
So he did all that, and we're kind of like, kind of giving like the universal like no kind of like hint to the thing.
Right.
So then he goes, "Why y'all looking like y'all confused?"
Huh?
And we're looking at him like, "What the fuck is this on?" And he's like,
"You are."
Because I'm like, because at this point I'm like, listen, don't get it twisted. Excuse me, don't get it twisted. This is cute, but I will smack you. Like, don't get that twisted. So he's like, "Why y'all looking like y'all confused?" And we're not. Nobody saying anything because I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and argue with somebody because it's stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, sir, at this point we already said no. Move on with you. Like, if you really need help and somebody said no, you just keep moving. Yeah, it's a park full of people. It's a whole event's going on.
Right.
Go find something.
Right.
And again, you're talking to a group of social workers. So we already know the tea. We already know the game.
Right.
You're talking to people who are social workers. We know exactly what you be trying to do.
Right.
Because we know I know you're not interested in it. We give you resources. You're not interested in it. So we know you're just here to try to get us a little cash.
Right.
It's not gonna happen.
Right.
So we're like, no, we don't have no cash. He goes, well, I have Cash App. So why do you have Cash App? Imagine Cash Apping someone who's homeless. That just don't sound right.
He didn't say he was homeless. He said that he was getting evicted that day. That means he still has a home.
Okay, so tomorrow he's homeless. Cool.
And okay, he still got his cell phone with free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi.
You get hotspots around.
Yeah, okay. We'll go find a McDonald's.
Petty.
But I was just like, no, we're good. So then he's like, why y'all looking confused? X, Y, and Z. Then he like just goes on this like rant. He's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's always our own people who don't want to help us. Y'all looking at me like I'm fucking stupid. And he's just going on this long tangent. I turn my head a little bit. I'm like, all right, let's everybody just be quiet. Let him have his little moment. If you get closer enough to me, I have a taser. Don't get close to me.
Okay, Static Shock.
But my thing is, at this moment, you're not in a position to be going off of somebody.
Stop.
Am I right or am I wrong? You're not in a position to be going off of somebody. If somebody tells you respectfully no, it's not like we looked at him and was like, no, bum, get out of here.
Right.
We were just like, oh, no, we don't have any cash. Like, no.
Right.
Like, we weren't rude, we weren't disrespectful, We just said, oh, no. For you to start snapping off on people like, sir, this is also not how you're going to get it. Because at the same time, like, excuse me, I'm getting myself worked up. I'm sorry. All of, like, my thing is, that also automatically turns somebody off. Like, let's say in general, I say no, but then I go in my pocket and I find it like a 10. I'm like, oh, you know what? Sorry, here you go. Now I'm really not going to give you nothing. Because who are you talking to? Like, again, I very glad for what I have, and I will hope that don't go away at any point.
Right.
But even if it did, first of all, doing the work that I do, I would know there's resources to it. I also have family that I can probably go back to. But third of all, I would probably not start cussing out people because they said no. Because at the end of the day, I'm sorry to say this, it's not any of our faults that you're in the position that you're in.
Sorry, that's them turning the shower on upstairs.
It's loud as hell.
Right, these walls are so thin.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's not my fault that you're at the position you are. And I feel bad if it's true. Again, we don't know that.
Yeah,
because a lot of times y'all be scamming.
That is true.
It'd be full able-bodied people out here scamming. And it's like, just get a job, sir. It'd be people who are already in apartments almost, sir. But it's like, again, but I'm not the one that got you evicted. I'm not the one that kicked you out. I'm not the one that did it. If it did happen, I feel bad for you, but, like, I'm not the one that did it. Yeah. So you misplacing your aggression and anger on me and my group of friends who are just sitting here enjoying the park. We're trying to enjoy the park. It's a park. I know it's a free park. Anybody can go to it. Sorry, go find something else to do.
Right.
Like, I don't understand. Like, what are you mad at me for? Right. What are you mad at us for? And, like, and he was doing it all around the park. Like, because I heard him talking to somebody behind us. So I really wasn't paying attention.
Right.
So then when he left us, he, like, went to somebody else and, like, around the same thing where they, like, I think they offered him food versus money.
Right.
And he, like, kind of snapped off on them about, like, oh, I want, you know, and it's like, you're not in the position to be, like, okay, bad terminology for this, beggars can't be choosers. In that sense. You're not in the position to be choosy. And I'm saying this for somebody who works in social work, who has clients who face certain little situations, and when you give them the resources, they get choosy. And it's like, okay, so do you want this or do you want nothing? Because that's your only two options right now. So now, I mean, do you want this cheesesteak platter or do you want nothing at all?
Not the cheesesteak platter.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like people who are like, you give them $1 and it's like, oh, all you can spare me is $1? I mean, or it's nothing at all. It's nothing at all. So which one would you like? Because if somebody said you can get $1 or nothing, I'll probably take $1.
That's true.
Like, hey,
that's true.
At this point, I don't know what to tell you. But it's just very irritating when people get to that point because it puts a sour taste in someone's mouth. Because, like, you would put that on everybody who comes to you and is financially or, like, in a bind. Because you'll always think, I don't know if I'm going to give this person money. Because the last person who I said no to spit on me. So it's like,
not spit on you. You
know what I mean? Like, one bad apple ruins the bunch, and like so I'm saying, like you've got to stop. You got to stop. It just irritates me when they do that, or try to guilt trip you. Like again, like I say this again, I'm not the one that made this happen to you.
Right.
Again, there's also resources out there. There really do be resources.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me. There really do be resources out there. I mean, some of them are not good, which is why, I mean, one of my missions in life is to also have something where I can help.
Right.
When I get to that point, money-wise and everything else, I do want to help because the resources out there are not the best, but at the same time, also, there's a whole different story why the resources are not the best. I won't get into that. But don't get mad at me because I'm not the one that did it.
Right.
Okay? I'm not Elon Musk. I didn't make you poor. I didn't take your house away. So
wait, not Elon Musk.
I couldn't think of nobody. I was Jeffrey Bezos. There we go.
Well, he made people poor, or you're saying that he?
I'm saying just a millionaire, rich.
Oh, okay.
We can. That's another episode we can discuss of why there's no reason to have millionaires and billionaires. There's no reason.
Oh no, because I want to be one, and then there would be a reason to have one.
Hold on, well, that's another episode. Anyway,
okay. It's time to go.
It is time to go because Jesus help us.
see you next week.
We'll see you guys next week. Love yourself. Love your others.
Follow us on all the Insta. I was about to say Instapods. I don't know.
Just Instagram, CodenameZ Pod on Instagram. There you will find all of our links. You'll find my Cash App on my link.
See y'all.